A month ago, I was working at a fairly big and known company. During that time, the workplace's atmosphere was super tense. That's because the manager was hospitalized from sickness. The company was split into two as the successor was going to be either the manager's son or his brother. Ever since I joined the company, the manager's son, Fumiya Itsuki, has taught me and taken care of me. So I was on his side. But one day, Fumiya-san has made a huge mistake at work, and that hit the fan for our side. And so, Fumiya-san, I need you to say that it was your mistake, please. He said that as he bowed his head in supplication. At that moment, as I started losing respect for him, I also felt a bit glad that I could help out. I know it wasn't the smartest choice, but I did. Obviously, after that, I was labeled as a nuisance and had to leave the company. I went back to my hometown, lost and confused, and had no energy to do anything. My family runs a bento shop. The next morning, I woke up to a nostalgic smell. Following that smell, I walked downstairs and found my parents cooking and working busily. However, we weren't very popular by any means, and when I was a kid, I was always thinking about leaving the house as soon as possible. But before I realized, I was helping them out. And by helping, I mean rinsing rice because I can't cook at all, but...
You're getting the hang of it.
They smiled and praised me just for that. What else can I do to help them? And so I started doing helping with the cash register. Because I worked as an accountant, I was good with numbers. So I did everything regarding money. And I even started writing an accounting ledger for my not-so-tech-savvy parents. Hey, you guys, I was thinking, and I know I might have been impertinent, but I suggested them to start selling only the daily special bentos. That way it can reduce the workload for them, and get supplied with better ingredients for the same price. Turns out that they loved my idea, and like that I slowly started getting into managing the store. And since then, our profit has been on the rise. And right about that time was when I first met the family.
Excuse me, is it still open?
Yeah. The mother and daughter didn't look wealthy by any means. Their clothes were worn out and their arms were like thin sticks of trees.
I'm hungry. May, hold on just a little longer. Can we get the least expensive one?
Eh? Oh yes, of course. We were about to close and I'd only one bento left. As I was wondering, my dad started cooking an omelette with the ingredients left in the fridge. And he added the omelette on the one bento that was left, and he sold that bento at a lower price than it actually was.
Whoa, there's so much.
Actually, we were testing a new bento exclusively for the kids, so we're hoping if you guys could have it. They stared at us for a good second and bowed their head deep.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Having been only attached to chasing numbers and winning the competition in the office, the kindness shown by my dad cleansed my heart. Maybe quitting my job wasn't a mistake after all. I really did think so. Next morning, I went to open the store. I found the mother and daughter from last night. Oh, hello. Can I help you guys?
Good morning. You told us that it was a test bento, so...
She gave me a letter with feedback on how good the bento was, as well as words of appreciation. There even were some pictures drawn by the little girl on the bottom.
It was so yummy!
Whoa, thank you so much!
Well then, see you.
The two held hands and went about their day. I told my parents about the letter and they were thrilled too.
Oh shoot, it's already this late. I have to go and buy soy sauce.
I'll take care of that. Without taking off my apron, I headed to the supermarket. And there, I met her again. Ah!
Huh? Oh, it's you from the bento store.
Your name is Ayase, huh? Thanks for the letter this morning.
My pleasure.
Please come again. My mouth slipped without even realizing.
Eh?
You know, I was trying out new bento for kids, so I was wondering if you could, You know, my parents love kids, but I'm still single. And they're happy when customers bring their kids with them. I was just yapping for no reason.
Oh, I see. Well, if that's the case, I'll come by again.
Ayase-san smiled a bit shyly. And from then on, Ayase-san came to the store every day after picking up Mei-chan from the kindergarten after work. Seems like you're busy every day.
Yeah, it sure is.
I put in the stir-fried green pepper with ketchup in today's bento because Mei-chan loved it the other day.
I was really surprised. May hated green pepper all her life, but she was begging for more after eating yours.
Mei-chan, that's amazing.
Maybe I can become pretty like my mom. Of course, May.
Why does she look a bit sad? That felt a little off. A few days later, Ayase-san came in with Mei-chan sleeping on her back.
She was exhausted from the sports day practice.
I see. Oh, well, let me carry your stuff to the bus stop.
No, that's okay.
Don't worry, we're about to close anyway. I helped her carry their stuff until the bus stop. And she told me something unexpected. What? She's not your daughter?
Yes, this is my twin sister's daughter.
Ayase-san's sister eloped with a boyfriend but was betrayed and had a baby on her own. But working and raising a child was too much for her, and by the time Ayase-san reached her, she was hospitalized. And soon, passed away. Luckily, Mei-chan grew fond to Ayase-san as she looked like her mother. But Ayase-san's father tried sending her to the foster home. Ayase-san and her mother refused, but he didn't back down. So she took Mei-chan and decided to leave home with her.
My mother sends money sometimes, but to raise her, I need to grow my savings. You've always done so much for us two, and I really can't thank you enough for it.
I mean, when times are tough, we should help each other out. The thing is, I owe you guys one too for changing me.
What?
I was an office worker until 2 months ago. Back then, I used to think working a job like the bento store was lame and not cool. But hearing that you guys like the bento, I was able to realize how great this job was.
Kiego-san.
Even now, my heart feels lighter after talking to you about it.
What?
I was actually fired from my company.
I see.
Talking to Ayase-san felt too comfortable. I started talking about the real reason why I quit my job, which I haven't told anybody.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, but I was able to help my boss in need, so...
But did it really help the company out?
What? Ever since you said that, I couldn't stop thinking about it. One day, the phone in the store started ringing. It was Ayase-san.
Please, help me.
Eh? I'm heading over! I sprinted to the apartment she told me about. She was talking about some guy standing in front of her house and being stuck inside. What's going on? I was nervous, but got there, and I couldn't believe what I saw. What? Why are you here, Fumiya-san? Fukuzawa-kun? Turns out the man who eloped with Ayase-san's sister was my ex-boss, Fumiya-san. I didn't mean to leave her. I heard the news that my father was hospitalized and she passed away while I was back home. I was shocked when I heard that her sister was with May and they left the house together. I finally managed to find where they live, but she wouldn't let me see my daughter. But man, I'm so glad you're here. Could you explain the situation to him? And at that moment, the phrase "did it really help the company out" came to my mind. I can't do that. Eh? You really didn't know that she passed away? Were you even living with her in the first place? I've never heard you talk about your daughter when I was still working at the company. That's because it wasn't an official marriage. You just left after finding out that she was pregnant, right? That's not... I don't know why you're looking for her, but aren't you trying to push the responsibility of raising Mei-chan to someone else? Just like you asked me to take responsibility of your mistake. That's not true! I really need that child! What? That child? How dare you call your own child like that? You don't even know what they've been through! Reflexively, I balled up my fist, and then... I heard just about enough. Yeah, you must be... The man right there was the president of the parent company, and he was also the father of Ayase-san. After finding out the relationship between his daughter and Fumiya-san, the president has declared that Fumiya-san is not fit to be the successor of the company. Fumiya-san was just trying to butter up the president by taking care of his granddaughter. Trying to use a child for your benefit? Feel ashamed! Says the father that doesn't help his daughter at all. That's right. I can't regret it enough. Knowing that her father was a scum like you, I couldn't make myself love her, but not a single day has went by without thinking about my daughter and her child. I won't ask for forgiveness, but I just want them to live without any worries. I will do everything I can to help them get what they need.
Dad.
Fumiya-san was taken home by Ayase-san's father. I knocked on the door and Ayase-san came jumping into my arms and hugged me. Ayase-san!
I was scared.
You're safe now. Where's Mei-chan?
She's spending the night at the kindergarten.
I see, thank God.
I'm sorry I got you into this mess.
What are you gonna do from now on?
I don't know, but I don't think it's safe to keep living here after all this.
You're right.
I'll come up with a plan.
Ayase-san's idea surprised me to say the least. What? You want to work here at the bento store?
Yes, I'm actually not too good at cooking, and to take care of May, I would be honored if I can train my cooking skills here. I actually rented an apartment near the store.
You rented an apartment?
My dad said that he would cover the rent, so I decided to do so. I won't forgive Dad, but I found out why he hated my sister's lover, so I decided to get the help I can.
Her smile was shining like never before. Her idea was a win-win for both of us. Finding out that I wasn't actually responsible for the mistake at the company, Ayase-san's father talked to the managers of the company and introduced me a new workplace. Working here at the bento shop changed my mind for the better, but I couldn't do much considering how low my cooking skills were. On the other hand, Ayase-san got better at cooking day by day. Even my parents were impressed. Seeing her work hard like that, I felt motivated to do the same myself. And now that we have both decided to take our first step into our new lives, her mother invited us for a dinner to thank me for saving her. I went to the restaurant with my parents, and my eyes were taken away by how beautiful she was in her dress.
Diego-san,
Yes,
thank you so much for everything. I can't imagine what my life would be like without you.
honestly, you did the same for me.
Oh my. It looks like a wedding seeing you both dressed up like that.
But Mom!
I'm a bit older than you, but would you mind?
Not at all. I couldn't be happier with someone so kind like you, Yuriko-san. Yuriko-san, are you fine with me?
I don't want anyone but you.
And that's how Yuriko-san and I got married. Because you two came to the bento store that day.
Whoa! No way! Does that mean that I'm the love cupid?
Maybe so. It's been 10 years, and now Mei-chan goes to a high school.
Breakfast readies, you two.
I hope to help each other out and keep living happily with the three of us.